Tony, given that you do have a lot of vibrant players, how do you feel your comments over the last couple of days have been received inside the clubhouse? And do you have any concern that it's not going to be received well, or it'll have any sort of impact on the relationship between you and your club in the future?
Okay, I repeat, what did I say publicly? I said a young player made a mistake, which, by the way, he did, and we need to acknowledge it. Did I say that, he's being ostracized, that I was going to punish him? He's playing today. I just explained what he did wrong. Part of how you get better as a team, whether it's fundamentally or mentally, is if something goes wrong, you address it. If it's something serious, and I mean everything is serious, but you don't go publicly. I didn't talk about what I did with, and I actually did it in a very positive way. So there, I don't think there's anything. I would willing to bet there ain't anybody in that clubhouse that was upset that I mentioned that that's not the way we compete. And if somebody felt that way, then it's my job to correct it. You don't swing 3-0 when you're up by that big a lead. So, I walked around the clubhouse last night, the day before after the game, and nobody was giving me the Heisman. So I'm not sure where you're coming from, Daryl, but I think the team agrees, and we started it from the basis in spring training. This is how we compete: play hard, play the game right, play it with respect.
Yes, sir, Rogers.
Hey, Tony, along those lines of talking to Yermin, and you've probably done this with other players, there's that concept of coaching the aggressiveness out of players. That's a phrase we've heard. Was that part of the conversation? Hey, this is a mistake, but I don't want you to change as a hitter or a person. And he certainly indicated that he wasn't going to. Is that, a fine line you have to, sort of walk?
Well, I think when he made that comment, what he did was he swung when he had the take side. Now, I guess if you ask Mercedes right now, he's not going to tell you that if the coach gives the take side and it comes from the manager, he's going to decide on hit it on his own. That's not what he's going to say. But what he was saying was that he has a flair when he plays. And as I remember when I first got the job, there was all kind of concern about that. And some of my past players had to talk about Ricky and Dave Hindu and Dave Parker and a lot of guys we had that had a lot of heck, and we were all teammates, we're all part of the family, we all have an affection for each other to this day. So, I mean, I'm really, I'm surprised that I'm getting so many questions on this. So evidently there's, some chatter about it, but I'm not gonna say much ado about nothing, just much ado about a little bit. He missed a sign. By the way, if he misses a sign as a 3-2 game, he would have been talked to, because you don't miss signs.
Well, Sullivan.
Hey, Tony, I agree that it's, a mountain out of a molehill here, but your own player, Lance Lynn, said if a position player is on the mound, there are no rules. Let's get the damn game over with. And if you have a problem with whatever happened, then put a pitcher out there. So doesn't that kind of negate the whole problem with the swinging at 3-0?
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't, Paul, because Lance has a locker, I have an office. And at some point, leadership is what you're supposed to represent. And if you ask Lance right now, does he disrespect my opinion? I'll take my chance at his answer.
I think he was mostly addressing the Twins being upset more than you, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't agree. Because you know what? We went into Boston and pitched 2 innings with Mercedes and with Mendick. It's really a bad situation to be on the other side of that. And you're hoping for 3 quick outs. And sometimes, guys, like I said, I do not take the bat out of their hands, except on 3-0. And they can add 3 or 4 more, and it gets more painful. When you're already pained enough because you got your butt beat and you're having to use a position player. So I look back, sometimes the more complicated it is, the simpler you keep it. What is today, man? What our occupation is so simple. Our team against their team. Keep a score. There's a winner and a loser. But the game of baseball demands that we both make our best effort. And if today, and we've already talked about it, this is a rubber game of the series, big game for us. We're going to take our best effort. If they beat us, you tip your cap. If we beat them, we're pleased about it. We'll celebrate for a little bit. But if you're going to tell me that sportsmanship and respect for the game of baseball and respect for your opponent is not an important priority, then I can't disagree with you more. I don't care what the mores change. I don't believe anybody that really understands it. So sometimes if you have a young club, you explain to them, hey, wait a minute, fellas, there's a time, right? I'll give you an example. You may be a base stealer and you're winning by 7 or 8 in the 9th inning, the top of the 9th inning, and you get on base and the manager gives you the red light. And you say, hey man, I could have stole that base. I did, yeah, you could have. But the red light, that's not the time to steal. I mean, it comes up more often than you think. And the thing that was flagrant here was that the guy hit a home run and made the lopsided score worse. But you run into these situations all the time where managers make decisions. I can remember the Tatis thing, and the manager with San Diego gave him a take sign. And he said, I gave him a take sign. And the Tatis wasn't even, they're just thinking, man, I gotta get more. You can't blame the player. That's what Mercedes is doing. But then you coach them up.
Thank you, Tony.
But it? Okay.